everybody, and welcome to the Earthborne Games Playcast. I'm Andrew Navarro, and today I'll be continuing our ongoing series of our advanced playcasts, playing through the Lure of the Valley campaign, which is the campaign that comes in the core game Earthborne Rangers. I'll be continuing Obo Bobo's quest to complete the worm food mission, journeying once again through the swamps of the valley, trying to set these lure amplifiers at the behest of Cassende, who's going to help us lure the reclaimers into the swamp so they can be devoured by the hydraworms. We'll see if I can do it. I'm in a pretty good starting position today. I'm here at the Greenbridge, which is one of the locations I have to be at to complete the worm food mission. A little dangerous at the Greenbridge because you're up on this elevated ruin, and it's slowly kind of crumbling underneath you as you walk along it. So if things go poorly, I could fall and take another injury, which would be probably pretty appropriate given the amount of injuries I've incurred over the last couple episodes. But maybe not. Maybe I'll get super lucky, and then I'll be able to set up for the finale tomorrow. So that is my goal. Today I will be trying to complete worm food, and then we'll see how it goes. If I'm feeling like really ambitious, maybe I'll try to just go straight into the finale if things go super well. If not, then I'll just set up and get ready for the finale on the next day, which would probably be the wiser thing to do. I've gone into all these episodes, I think, feeling incredibly optimistic, let's say, about my chances of completing them, and it's not gone well. So I'm gonna go into today's episode with a little more realistic point of view, and then we'll see if that pays off, and if I'm tempted then to try to, if maybe we'll do really well because I'm not expecting to do well. Let's just put it that way. All right. Well, before we get started, let's hear from our sponsor.
Do you ever feel like jumping is just too much work for you? Even moving around? Well, then you should try space. In space, all you do is float. No moving required. This is nice. And if at any point you want to move again, too bad. So just sit back, relax, and float until your oxygen tank runs out. Wait, what? Space. It only lasts so long.
And we're back. You know, you think about it, without space, where would we be? Just a big old lump of matter. Just, I don't know, end to end of the universe, just a big wad. Oh, now I'm thinking about the origin of the universe. All right, well, no time for that. I have a game to play. All right, so like I said, started here at the Greenbridge, which is one of the places I need to be. So I'm set up very, very well to complete this mission today. So if I don't do it, then I don't know. We gotta rename these episodes. I'm gonna play a perfect game. I'm not gonna miss a single thing. Perfect. Flawless. All right. Let's see what I've got here in my starting hand. Got 2 day howlers. That's not necessary. Ooh, and I got a Cortozan's Instinct. So that's pretty great. Because that'll help me go and immediately get the features I need to get for the worm food mission. Got a Gauze Blade. That's helpful. And a Ranger Badge. So I got these extra Explorer icons. That's really, I think, what I want to use them for. I don't think I need 2 day howlers, but I like everything else. So I'm going to mulligan the day howler, and I got to Face Your Fears. So Face Your Fears is one of the cards that I decided to put into the deck after I camped. I took out the harvest crowns because I'm not planning on doing much connecting. Not with all these worms around. So it's really just there for the icons. I'm a one focus ranger. Obo Bobo is. So not the most helpful card, but it's got these 3 icons. I feel like I need these icons. I may have knowledge about the icons I need for various tasks. All right. I'm at the Greenbridge. Let's see here. Comes into play with 4 struts on it. The weather is howling winds today. Again, I'm not using the ranger report. It's perfect day. I feel like I don't know. For some reason, I want a little bit more of a challenge, so I'm going to play with howling winds. All right. So Greenbridge, 29. 29. A series of tall vine-wreathed supports rise out of the swamp. Links of equally vine-wrapped cables stretch between them, creating a spindly living walkway above the treetops. The bridge creaks and sways as you walk upon it. And far below, you can see the fortress of cypress trees known as the Cypress Citadel. How stable is this bridge? We'll find out. Each time I draw a crest, we're going to lose a strut. So could be perfectly stable. Or not lose a single one. That's what I'm going to envision. All right. Set up, I draw a path card. Oh, hey. It's the fundamentalist. That bodes well. You see a man quietly picking plums from a small, fragrant-smelling tree. This man will go anywhere in the valley for a good plum. You've heard of the so-called fundamentalist, and you watch with interest as he carefully lifts and inspects each plum in turn. Occasionally, one comes off the tree, and he tucks it into a rucksack. When you see him notice you call out and ask what he's doing. He frowns at you. What does it look like? I'm taking plums. One of the ones that are just about ready to fall off the tree, obviously. What are you doing? Clear the fundamentalist with progress. Ask him about his way of life. So he's pretty awesome. So he has an ability that he reduces the presence of all other beings in the same area as him by 1. So that's huge, though he is a little bit of a liability. Potentially, here in the swamp. All right, so that's the setup. Draw my path card for the round. It's a marmot. Who says these swamps are dangerous? All right, this is a pretty good start here. It's a pretty good start. I feel like I should just get some progress on the location and get ready to go while it is nice and clear. So that is precisely what I'm going to do. I'm going to traverse. Well, you know what? I'm going to conserve some. I'm going to play a little. How about I'll play smarter? How about that? Let's do that. First, I'll play a Sill sketchbook. I'm playing again with the tokens that come in the game. I really enjoyed that last time, so even though I have the nice wooden tokens with me now, I thought I'd use these again. All right, Still Sketchbook comes into play with 2 sketches on it. And then I may as well play a Day Howler, which comes into play with 1 charge on it. I'll exhaust Still Sketchbook to exhaust this Marmot. And then I will traverse. For 4. I did it. 5. All right, now I can always escape if I need to. That's good. All right, got a mountain. This being has 1 or more harm. He does not. And that is that. All right, I feel pretty good about that start. That feels really good. I think then... feeling pretty good. I wish I would have saved. I should have saved a little bit of energy. That would have been smart. That would have been very, very smart. I think I'm going to go ahead and remember while things are relatively calm. Just for one. I did it. It's a gauze blade. I do not need that. All right, got the Kasende technique. That's nice. That could come in handy. All right, I got a sun, so I'm going to go ahead and add 2 wind. I'm not going to take any fatigue yet for the Howling Winds. And then that's it. All right. I'm going to rest. Get back my energy. Oh yeah, before I rested, let's pretend I put a token onto my Day Howler. So I had energy left over. Path card. Oh, it is a hydraworm. All right. Getting dangerous. It's getting dangerous. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play Cordo's Instinct. Search the path deck for a card and place it on the top or bottom of the deck. I'm going to get the Heart of the Swamp. It was already pretty close. Socalypse in there. That'd be helpful. You know, it was very sunny all day until I started recording this playcast. Doesn't look like rain, though. Just clouding up. Pretty typical for an afternoon. All right, Heart of the Swamp on top. Be drawing that next round. I don't think I'm going to mess around with this here hydraworm. I'll play Gauzeblade. So, I'm going to play with 4 fibers on it. And then I'm not going to use it, but since it's equipped, I'm going to play the Cassende technique. If you have a weapon equipped, add 5 harm to a being, then suffer 1 fatigue equal to the number of harm on that being in excess of its harm threshold. Hydraworm has 5. Right on the money. Pretty effective technique there, Cassende. That's pretty good. I'll take it. All right, I don't think I'm going to mess around. Oh, you know what? I don't think I drew for the round. I did not. Nice. Drew a camel weave cloak. That's pretty good. I'm going to play that. Oh, man. I've been playing a lot of the video game Hades lately. Like, too much. Too much of that game. And, well, it's starting to feel like too much, but I've been having a lot of fun. I don't know if you ever played it or played a roguelike or a roguelite type game, but when you play them enough, you start to get the sense at the beginning, like, oh, this is going to be a good run. Like, I got some good stuff. This is feeling like a good run. All right. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put another charge on my Day Howler. What do you think? Maybe... why not? I'm going to attempt to sketch this marmot. Oh, man. That marmot did not hold still for that portrait. Not interested. Not interested. All right, I'm going to go ahead and... So that failed. Luckily, I didn't throw out my wrist or anything when I was sketching, taking injury. It's hardcore mode is every test you fail, you take an injury. That would be very hard. All right, well, if there are no predators in play, exhaust this being, draw a path card. Well, great. It's Heart of the Swamp. Ooh. $9.1. For the last hour, the ground under your feet has been growing soggier. The rich scent of loam and decay fills your nose. Finally, you walk under a corridor of arching boughs draped with hanging moss, and you find yourself standing on a narrow spit of dry land leading into a morass of black water, vines, and cypress trees. You've found a path that leads to the marsh of Rebirth. Oh boy. I think that's where I'm going to want to go. All right, well, we're going to worm food that up. So when I clear that, I'll make some progress. And then I will rest. And I think I neglected to ready my roll, so I'm going to spend... You know what? I don't remember, so I'm not going to bother doing that. I have enough tokens. I don't need to spend any more tokens right now to charge anything up. But I think I forgot to ready my roll. Perfect. Perfect playthrough. No mistakes. Well, I was feeling secure because the heart of the swamp was on top, and I knew that I was at least going to be drawing that. Now I have no idea. I have no idea what's coming. And I have to draw 2 because of the winds, I believe. Yes, if there are 3 or more wind on this card, remove them. The lead ranger draws 1 additional path card next round, then flips this card. Thunderhead. Suns remove 1 progress from each card. That's rough. That is rough. All's understanding. Okay. All right, let's see what we get. My old friend, the Cerberusian Cyclone. 3 strength on that guy. Buried all of my tokens. There we go. All right. And Black Mud. Oh, man. I could move the worm food over to the Black Mud. I think I'm going to do that because it's here. It's here and I got to deal with it. Because it's an obstacle. Okay. If only I could connect with the Black Mud. I do have my sketchbook. What do you think? Do I go for the Black Mud? Oh, I forgot. The Fundamentalist, he reduces this to 0. I didn't have to exhaust him. Could have just gone straight through. Yeah, I think I want to make progress on the swamp. I'll stick with the swamp. No, I changed my mind. Black Mud. Black Mud all the way. Black Mud all the way. All right. Well, The only thing to do then is to do it. So we'll go 2-1 on the black mud to traverse it. I did it. 1 progress. All right, we got a crest. So we're going to remove a strut. No predator and preys are exhausted, so everything's fine there. We're going to do the Cerberusian Cyclone. Move a card in the same area as this feature. If you move it within reach of a ranger, it fatigues that ranger. I'll move the swamp. It's got presence of 0, totally fine. If this mission is attached, exhausts a non-human being. Unattach this mission unless a ranger spends 1 focus energy. I will spend 1 focus. If there's an active predator, there is not. All right. That was slightly harrowing. Slightly harrowing. I think I'm going to start to try to put some progress on the heart of the swamp. I'm going to go 2 spirit to imagine life as a hydraworm, to intuit the location of their lair, to add progress equal to my effort. Oops. One. Mountains, move this feature. If you move it to an area with no other cards, add 1 strength to it. Well, it's coming right here. Black mud, exhaust my roll. Fundamentalist does not have anything on him. Man, there's a lot happening. Last thing. Do I want to risk it? Do I want to risk losing all the progress, all the meager progress I made just to sketch in my sketchbook? I don't think so. I'm going to rest. Howling Winds again. Ranger badge. Let's go. All right. Draw Path Guard is getting a little busy. Fetid Bog. All right. After being is cleared with harm, attach it face down to this feature. Discard 1 face down card attached. Refresh. Discard 1. Face down card attached to this feature. X is equal to twice the number of face down cards attached to this feature. Exhaust your roll. If you do not, this feature fatigues you. Okay, well. Fed bug. Totally fine for now. All right, let's see here. Could continue to tromp through the black mud. That seems like a worthwhile endeavor. And then I could try to finish it off with the marmot. All right. We'll do that. All right, here we go. 2-1 on the black mud. Did it. Don't know if you can hear it, but they're playing a soccer match a couple fields over. I can hear it. Probably not coming through the mic. It's people yelling, cheering. All right, mountains. All right, fetid bog. You may exhaust your roll if you do not. I'll take the fatigue, fetid bog. 0. The cyclone is going to move. Thankfully, that fetid bog is there, so it's not going to gain any strength. Gotta exhaust my roll, though, because of the black mud. And that is that. Challenge effects are popping today. And then why not? Let's try to discern the movements of the courageous rodent to exhaust this being and add 1 progress to it and 2 to a feature for every 2 effort. Oh, I should have just done that initially. Should have read that first. 2 to a feature. Yeah, that's nice. All right, putting in 3. Oh, I did it. I destroyed it. So I'm going to put 2 then on the marmot because I got 4. And then a ton on the black mud. Cleared. All right. 1 progress on worm food. Halfway there. Halfway there. And then I think I'm going to imagine life as a hydraworm. What must it be like? Squirming around there in the mud. Eating everything in sight, eyelessly, mindlessly. Can't imagine it. I'm trying. It's very dark. All right, I got 2. Mountains, nothing. Cyclone's going to move again. Cyclone's flying around like crazy. You know what? No, it's here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to evade. I'm going to try to evade this cyclone. See what happens. Nice, I did it. 4. So I'm going to discard 1 strength for every 2 effort. All right, it's down to 1. That's good. Got a sun. You know, I haven't taken any fatigue yet. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 1 on and suffer 1 fatigue. If there are no predators in play, exhaust this being, draw a path card. Oh no! No! This is terrible. It's a hydraworm. And then if there is an odd number of progress on this feature, you lose the trail. Discard it. Ugh. Ugh. The pain. Forgot about that. Forgot about that. Well, now hydraworm's in play. Just what we needed. All right, well, perfect time to rest. And now what am I going to do? I'm going to have to travel back into the swamp to find the marsh again. That's brutal. Painful. Painful, painful. If it was a perfect day, this wouldn't have happened. You would have had 4 progress on it. All right. Draw a card. It's another day hauler. All right. Give me something good. Oh, gosh. That's another hydraworm. Well, I got to get another feature. There's another black mud in there. I know that. There's some ruins that I could find. Know that. But I don't necessarily have... I don't think I have any scouting in this deck. Sadly. Except for Cordo's Instinct. Well, I think what I'm going to do... I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start by throwing my day howler. Ba-blam! Hydraworm. Hydraworm. Marmot. And then... I'm going to try to... I'm going to get rid of this cyclone. So I don't think I have anything else I really want to do. I could sketch with my sketchbook. That would be helpful. I'm going to go ahead and sketch. I'll sketch the fundamentalist. Hold still there, pal. I did it. All right, so I'm going to get 2 more sketches on there. That's good. Mountain, nothing. Cyclone's going to move. Nothing to worry about. And then I'm going to remember for 1. 0. I did it. Another still sketchbook. I don't want that. Got a familiar ground. That would have been nice to have for the heart of the swamp, for sure. Okay. Do I want to attack these hydraworms? I really don't think that I do. Not at the moment. Not unless I feel like I could take them out. Which I don't really feel like I can do. Not right now. So I think I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, forgot to take a strut. Lost a strut. Down to 2 struts. Man. Rough. All right, I'm going to rest. Man, if I fall down on the Cypress Citadel and have to trudge all the way back up here to finish this thing, please, let's not let that happen. Oh, I top-decked Cordo's Instinct. There's only 2 struts left. What am I going to draw? Let it be a feature. Oh my gosh, it's another hydraworm. Ooh. Very scary. Look at all those hydraworms. Holy cow. Well, one more to go, I think, and then I'd have the full set. Well, you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to play my day howler. I'm going to put another token on it. And then I'm going to play Cordo's Instinct. I'm just not going to take any tests. Well, good thing I did it. All right, what are my options here? I've got Overgrown Ruins. I've got a Black Mud. Oh, I've got a Tenebra. That's bad. I think probably Overgrown Ruins is maybe my best. I suppose the hydraworms could help me with the reactor. Well, this would get us the last pip on archaeology also. All right. I'll put an Overgrown Ruins on top. It's only 6 cards left in the path deck. All right. You know what? Sometimes you just need to rest. And that is precisely what I'm going to do. I'm going to rest. Draw a card. Ooh, it's a high pin pot secret recipe. That's not super helpful. And an Overgrown Ruins. What do you know? Man, if it was just a trail. If only it were a trail. I could just get totally obliterated right here. Well, I think I'm going to have to try to get some more cards into my hand. So these guys are all just presence 1. That's pretty nice. It's just that crest effect is just so brutal. Kind of want to leave 1 up just so I can take a fatigue, so I can soothe it. But that I think would be dumb. That'd be a dumb idea. So what I'm going to do instead of being dumb, I'm going to add a token to my day howler. Let's see. What do I want to spend here? I'll spend one of my awareness. And I'll discard it. Ba-blam! Exhaust all these hydraworms. They're all stunned. Stunned! And then I'm going to play a high pin pot secret recipe. I'm going to add 1 harm to each flora. The bog. Overgrown ruins. And then X fatigue. X is equal to the total number of harm. Oh, then I also add 2 progress to each being. There's 2 on the fundamentalist. Two on all these hydraworms. I'll just connect with all these hydraworms. Here, friends. Enjoy this delicious meal of swamp stuff. Swamp plants. Swamp plant matter. We have this all the time. It's our favorite. I got you, hydraworms. Anytime. Anytime. And let's see. Did I? Oh yeah, I've not done a test yet. All right, I'm going to do my first test. Oh man. Oh yeah, first I got to soothe my fatigue. Okay, well, I got the Cassende technique. That's good, but what I really want is something with exploration icons on it. So I can try to clear these ruins in one go. I've already used both of my ranger badges though. So that might be a tall order. Oh yeah. This is attached. That might be a tall order. Well, let's see. I'll remember. For one. Oof! Nothing and a crest. Yikes. Okay. That's bad. Strut's gone. Let's see. There are no non-human beings. Move a card in the same area as this feature. Move it within reach for ranger. Fatigues that ranger. I'm going to go ahead and move the ruins. It's within reach of me. And I'll take that fatigue. Is there an active predator? There is not. All All right. Well, that wasn't great. That wasn't great. And I'm going to shuffle. Oh man. This is brutal. I have to clear it. I have to clear it in one go. Because then it doesn't matter if I draw a crest. And then I'd follow the Cypher Citadel. I just start there. But I think I got to do it in one. So I think I might just like wait around. The Howling Winds are pretty good for this because it doesn't progress unless I'm doing tests. So, but I can't take any other tests. I only have one test I can take unless I fall off of this bridge. So I just got to set myself up to not immediately end the day if I travel to the Greenbridge or travel to the Cypher Citadel, that is. All right. I have one exploration icon on in my hand. Just one. Oh, man. Brutal. Okay. The worst possible result. All right. I'm going to rest. I'm resting. You know what? Before I rest, actually, I'm going to play the Cassende technique. And I'm going to obliterate one of these hydraworms. That's half of the hydraworms taken care of. I mean, that's something. All right, deck. Give me something good. It's an infusion canteen. That is good. That's quite good. All right, we're going to go ahead and play the infusion canteen. Oh, or should I just hold on to it because I had to get rid of something? Because it's a 2. It's a 2. Don't really want to get rid of anything. Don't really need my gauze blade anymore though, because I've already used both of my Cassende techniques. I like my chances. I think tough call, but I think I'm going to replace my gauze blade with an infusion canteen. And I will assign fitness to it, so a little bit extra fitness. And then I'm going to rest. Oh man, I'm so nervous. I'm like starting to get like all adrenalized. This is a big thing coming up here. Oh yeah, I forgot to draw a card. It's the Tenebra. All right, now I'm going to rest. Oh, yeah, I should read the Tenebra. Don't want to disrespect those strange floating things. As you walk into a clearing, a sinking sensation fills your chest. I'm already there. And each beat of your heart adds to your unease. You look up to see the dreaded specters known collectively as the Tenebra drifting slowly overhead. Sounds of life grow still under their shadow. You hear a near inaudible sound that claws at the edges of your perception, like a chorus of labored breaths wheezing through a single narrow aperture. It seems fine. All right, resting. I had a token to... We'll put it on the cloak. All right. Playing a little loose right now because I'm like, my mind is racing about trying to get this test done. Draw. Ugh, it's another can't weave cloak. I don't need that. Don't need that. It's an overgrown reactor. Man. Almost all the way back around. Am I going to sit here and rest again? But first, perhaps, putting another token on my camel weave cloak? Yes. I'm going to do that. I gotta rest again. I can't take my chances. I do not want to have to do this over again. I'll draw. Null's understanding. Come on, man. It's a marmot. I'm going to mix it up. I'll put a token on my canteen. That I'm going to rest. Draw. Let's go. Got a bioscience sensor. Let's go. And it's Calypso. Man, look at this board. I'm so glad. One, glad I didn't draw a black mud. But look at this. Look at the, I'm glad I can get out of here. I do have enough progress to escape, right? I do. Yes, thank goodness. All right, it's Calypso. We've done her thing. We don't need to do her thing again. You come across Calypso in the middle of a field as she's teaching something to Cal Iver. Would you... all right. What are you guys doing here? I've just been discussing some lessons with Cal, she says. Care to sit in? I'm busy, Calypso. I'm busy, as you can see. All right. Enough messing around. I think it's now or never. All right, here we go. Exhaust. I'll use one sip. I'll gain one energy of the chosen aspect. Fitness. Two fitness. Let's go to 3. Bioscience sensor 4, 5. Familiar ground 6. And I am going to ensure success. I'm going to ensure success by playing Face Your Fears. When a ranger performs a test, commit X effort. I'm going to spend 1 focus. So that's 1 more effort from Face Your Fears. So that's 7. Unfailable. Watch me draw +1. I did. An 8. I don't care. You know what? Doesn't matter. I did it. I did it. I did it. All right, we have a couple things happening here. Overrun Ruins is cleared. It's the second progress on worm food. Hooray! Hooray! We'll go to 1.24. Excuse me. You plant one of Cassende's lure amplifiers and set it to standby. As you move away, you see a blue light blinking at its top. Discard all progress from worm food and check off the bubble matching the current location next to worm food on the campaign tracker. Then, if both are complete, read the following. They're both complete. The lure amplifiers are set. Now you need to meet Cassende in the Marsh of Rebirth and activate the lure itself. Complete the worm food mission and gain the Journey Marsh of Rebirth mission. Hooray. If you are on Lost Brother, technically, yes, we are. Complete that mission as you settle on this approach to resolving the Reclaimer threat. Awesome. All right. I have Journey Marsh of Rebirth. And then, after a ruin is cleared, 1.49. Check off a bubble next to our archaeology mission on the campaign tracker, then read the entry corresponding to your progress. I believe, let's double check. We only have one more to go. Based on the evidence you've found, you've determined the Estians were not just skilled architects and builders, but brilliant scientists as well. Many of the structures on the surface seem to be research stations and observation posts. You keep noticing references to the Verdessa in regards to some major project. Whatever the Estians were up to, it seems to involve the Verdessa. This is worth bringing to Solaro, so you better go find them again. All right. After this mission has 3 check marks, find Solaro Mako to continue. Cool. I don't think I'm going to go find Solaro right now. But that's good to know. And I could do that. Just zip on over to the fractured wall, maybe. I could. That'd be hilarious. I'm not going to do that, though. That's not happening. Perhaps after all of this has been resolved, we can go see him. All right, sons. I think I'm fine with adding 2 wind. I'm not taking any fatigue. The Tenebra are going to drift in this direction. And then if this being has 1 or more harm, then the swamp churns. You know, I intended first to exhaust one of those hydraworms before I took this test. I forgot to do that. I got lucky. If there are no predators in play, there are plenty of predators in play. All right. Well, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to travel. Get out of this crazy place. All right. I think my best place to go is the Mound of the Navigator. Because that's a pretty friendly location, and I'll still get the swamp path. So I could still find my way into the Marsh of Rebirth. Though it may be difficult. It will be difficult, almost certainly. Mound of the navigator. Yeah, it helped me easily travel. That's interesting. Not super necessary, though, but not a horrible place to go, I would say. My options are either the sunken outpost or the mound of the navigator. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and travel. Goodbye, Greenbridge. Thank you for not collapsing on me. Cyclone, all these things go away. Oh, I could have cleared the fundamentalists to soothe some fatigue. That's all right. That is quite all right. All right, traveling along swamps. So these will all stay. Let's see here. It is a mountain. So we're going to search the general set for one reclaimer polyp and shuffle it into the path deck. And then shuffle in a number of reclaimers based on the number of days since you received the mission. Let's see where we are. All right, it's been 4 days, so we're going to do 2 reclaimer seekers. 1, 2. And a polyp. It's got to be like one of the grossest words. I think we were looking for the right word for what the reclaimers, for like their gestation state, coming up with polyp was like, haha, that's the grossest option. We'll do that. All right. I'm nervous. I really hope I find the way through the swamp. If I don't, I'll be sad. Well, not be that sad. It's just, a commitment, a good level of commitment to the Playcast. Because it is, I think if I was playing this without the pressure of trying to get done quickly for the Playcast, for the momentum of the Playcast, since I know the other team is ready to go with the finale, and I know that I need to get to the finale before they can record an episode. I know that if I don't do this, I'm going to be recording another episode. It's just you and me. One more time before the end. But who knows? Maybe I'll top deck it. This is a big path deck, though. Maybe I'll get lucky and get a Ranger Cache. Well, that's just gear, right? I don't think I can. Or can I get Cordo's Instinct back into my deck with that? I guess we'll find out. All right. We've arrived at the mound of the navigator. $22. No, that's not right. That says 27. It's starting to get a little dark. From the pillar of rock known as the Mound of the Navigator, you can see for miles in all directions. Many centuries ago, the Estians cultivated an arboretum at the summit of the mound and carved into narrow switchback trails that lead there. As you approach, a flock of dark-feathered birds lifts to the sky, leading your eye out into the valley and to the distant mountains beyond. Oh, you're at the edge of the swamp. Oh boy. This could be it. Arrival setup. Lead ranger, search the path deck for the next feature and put it into play. Oh, man. What if... Oh, and I got a familiar ground. That's awesome. That's helpful. All right. Let's make it happen. We'll do it. We'll do it in a way that's the highest level of drama. Ta-da! All right. Well, I didn't get it, but Overgrown Ruins is better than a hydraworm, I guess. All right. Flipping over to the Thunderhead, right? Yes. So we're going to draw 2 path cards. So maybe it'll be here. Let's go. Oh, man. And it's a trail. Oh, this might happen. Ah, it's Reclaimer Seeker. It's going to ambush me, but I'm going to use my Camel Weave Cloak to not suffer that fatigue. Oh, man. Perfect. Absolutely perfect draw. Man, if only I could use... If only this was a spirit and connection test, I would be set. I would be set. But still, I'm in pretty great shape. So again, I'm just gonna relax. I'm gonna go real slow. I'm gonna go real slow here. And I think what I'm gonna do is, all right, so I have familiar ground. Heart of the Swamp is a trail. So I could set it up, assuming I don't get this. Oh, of course. Sell sketchbook. Of course. Of course. Why wouldn't I do that? Oh, it is within my grasp. It is within my grasp. So yeah, I can pretty much ensure that it will not that it will not clear or will not be discarded, because I can just exhaust it with the sketchbook. I do have this Reclaimer Seeker in front of me though, and I do have 2 fatigue now. So that could be problematic. So here we go. This is what I'm going to do. I think the ruling on this is I have to spend at least 1 sketch, even if it has a presence of 0. That's how I'm going to play. I don't remember what the ruling is, but that feels right to me. Though the delightful rule could tell me I could do that for free. This feels right. Should I just rest? Just in case. I can go 3 to 2. All right, hold on. Let me back it up for a second. I think I'm going to do this next round. So first things first, I'm going to play Familiar Ground. I'm going to put a harm on the Overgrown Ruins. And I'm going to put 3 progress on the Heart of the Swamp. And then I'm going to rest. Playing extremely cautiously. So I don't want to mess up this opportunity. Draw. It's a high pin pot secret recipe. Okay. This is helpful. And it is a hydraworm. All right. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. Plenty of cards left. All right. So first things first. I pinned that secret recipe. I'm going to put a harm on each flora. Or the swamp is not a flora, interestingly enough. So just 1. Put a progress on both of these guys. Soothe 1 fatigue. It's a reclaimer mucus. That's useful. That is quite useful. Not what I wanted, though. All right, well. Going to have to risk an injury, I think. I don't think there's any way around that. And I'll either clear it or I'll have 4 progress on it. If things go horribly, horribly wrong, then yeah. So I don't need to worry about exhausting it, actually. I'm pretty safe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exhaust this hydraworm with my sketchbook. 2. I'm going to play this Reclaimer Mucus on this Reclaimer Seeker. Get a little taste of its own medicine. Reduce its presence by 2. Well, actually, I don't need to do that. I'm going to take that back. I'm going to do that. Because now that I soothe 1 fatigue, I'm not in danger of being injured, and I have my cloak. So here we go. Can't weave cloak to ignore the fatigue from the Seeker, and I'm going to traverse a swamp. Take a sip from my canteen for 1, 2, 3. Here it is. -1. I did it. Or the swamp is cleared. Whew. Nervous there for a second. All right. The heart of the swamp is cleared. Set it aside. When you next travel, you may travel to the Marsh of Rebirth. Let's go. All right. Double check here. Everything's still going. You know, people are going to know this is a long episode, or this has been a good episode because it's longer than the last two, which were both excruciatingly short thanks to my injuries. Okay. Mountains. If there's an active hydraworm, there is not. Add 1 mucus token to the location. 1 mucus. Gross. All right, now all I need to do is get out of here. Will that be easier said than done, I wonder? Let's find out. All right, I'm going to sketch this Reclaimer Seeker with my sketchbook. I did it. It's 3 minus 1. It's 2. 2 more sketches. If there's an active hydraworm, there is not. 1 more mucus. Uh-oh. Well, Reclaimer Polyp's already in the deck, so that can happen anyway. Man. How many cards do I have? 7. Okay. That's pretty decent. I have so much connection. Could probably clear. This hydraworm with progress. Or this reclaimer, I guess. Well, we'll see what I draw after I rest. All right. Spend a token, and I'll put another one on my canteen. And then I'll rest. Right? I think. Yeah. I'll rest. Refresh. Draw a card. Oh, that's another Reclaimer Mucus. Path card. It's a Marmot. That's nice. That's not so bad. Really don't want to get a polyp into play, though, so... Man. Look at this. Look at all this connection and conflict. I could just avoid one of those seekers. Avoid the seeker. So, I can't put any more mucus on there. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think first exhaust this hydraworm. Second, I really don't want another mucus on there. You know what? I also can't afford really to lose any cards. So instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Reclaimer Mucus on the ruins. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it on the Seeker. Well, that's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm not going to do it. No, I'm just going to try to avoid the Seeker. Straight up. I did it. Suns. We'll put 2 wind. There are predators in play, so the marmot doesn't trigger. And now I'll traverse the location for 3. And maybe I'll get lucky and get +1. Let's see, what does the deck look like? 2 -1s, 2 +1s. Odds aren't great. Odds aren't great. We're going to not suffer any fatigue from the marmot. And then I'm going to draw +1. It's a 0. At least I didn't get injured. Three. And I might as well put 2 more on the winds. And you're drawing 2 path cards next round. That could be rough. That could be rough. You know, since that might happen. I don't have this high pin pot secret recipe in my hand. I should not. I played that card. All right. I think what I'm going to do is rest. See if I need to tank a bunch of stuff. I'm pretty safe. You know what I think I'm going to do instead is I'm going to let's see, what are my chances of getting a +1 spirit? Pretty decent. Nah, you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to take any chances. I'm not going to get cute. I'm not going to try to clear any of these things. I'm just going to get out of here. Let's see. Before I rest, I'll put another token on my cloak. It's Thunderhead time. It's been very gusty. It's been very gusty this day. Draw a card. It's a bioscience sensor. Let's go. All right. Now I feel totally secure. It's an archaeology sinkhole. And black mud. This is not bad at all. This is totally fine. All right, archaeology sinkhole. I won't read that one. Or will I? I'll read it, of course. Why not? What was that number? 78. The land suddenly drops away in front of you. Luckily, you are paying attention, and you catch yourself before you go tumbling down a steep slope. You stand on the edge of a large pit where it looks like an entire grove of trees has collapsed into the ground not long ago. Between the tangled mass of splintered trunks, you can see what looks like a broken steel archway and cracked pipes leading into darkness. The sinkhole may have exposed a new route into the old archaeology beneath the valley. You know, I wonder, I don't remember, because I don't think I neglected to maybe mark it off, but did I clear the archaeology sinkhole a couple days ago? Maybe I should have already been in the end of archaeology. Still, by the rules. You read the last entry anyway. All right. So this is where I'm sitting. I have 5 cards left in my deck. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, I can't. Here we go. I'm going to exhaust. Take a sip. Get another energy. And then I'm going to play a second camo weave cloak. Double cloaked. I'm incredibly invisible. And I will overwrite my infusion canteen. And then I will use one sketch, exhaust the black mud. And then I'm going to traverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not going to mess around. I'm going to ignore the fatigue of all of these things. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't need to do this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is already at 0. Five more progress. It's a mountain. If there's an active hydraworm, there is. I have 1 harm to this feature. No. The sinkhole widens. Discard 1 progress from a feature. If you cannot, this card fatigues you. Well, can't weave cloak. Gonna stop that from happening. If there's an active predator, exhaust it. Add harm to this being equal to that predator's presence. We'll go ahead and exhaust the seeker. Chomps on the marmot. If there's another hydraworm in the same area as this one, move this being. There is not. And that, as they say, is that. I rest and travel. All right. When next you travel, you may travel to the Marsh of Rebirth. That is precisely what I'm going to do. The Marsh of Rebirth. And then I think, well, I know what happens. I think not knowing what happened, I think I might just rest. But I'll do it today because it's more fun. All right. 1.25. As you carefully step around the creepers that festoon the heart of the Marsh of Rebirth, you and Cassandra suddenly find yourselves face to face. Her eyes go wide, and for a moment she seems as surprised as you are before she visibly pulls herself together. The lure is ready, she says. Have you set the lure amplifiers? You tell her that you have, and she nods and pulls back her sleeve to reveal the activator strapped to her wrist. Cassandra looks at you. Once I activate the lure, there's no going back. We have to stick around here long enough to make sure it's working, and it could get pretty dangerous. Do you want to begin now, or do you need some time to rest? Let's rest. Rangers choose camp and start fresh tomorrow, or let's go now. I'm going to choose A. The Marsh of Rebirth is a terrible place to camp, but Cassandra helps you string hammocks several meters above the water. She also calmly recommends you strap yourself into your hammock so you don't fall out in the night and become a meal for a lucky hydraworm. With that comforting thought, you settle down for the night. Complete Journey March of Rebirth and gain the Gruesome Feast mission. Gruesome Feast. Record 1.26 above the next day on the day track. In the end of the day, you are considered to have camped. I did it. Yes. Whoa. I'm very excited that the earth shook with my joy. All right. Well, let's go to the map just so we can see. I didn't get out the map. Marsh of Rebirth right here. That's where I am. From here to here, I found a secret little passageway. Oh, it's very exciting. All right, we're all set up. We're all set up for the finale. So, yeah, we're only a couple episodes away from being done. So we'll start. I think next episode, will be the Twin Cities crew attempting the finale, seeing how they do, and then the episode after that will be me attempting the solo finale here at the Marsh of Rebirth with Cassandra, and after that we'll see what happens. We'll see what we do from there. Thank you very much for joining me. It was super fun hanging out, and thank you for hanging out through my moments of silence as I pondered the cards before me and weighed my options and sat here terrified that I might make some horrible mistake or that I might have to do this all over again next episode. Thankfully, that didn't happen. Everything worked out great. I went in with tempered expectations, and what do you know? Things turned out fantastically. So thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you for the finale. Bye now.